I'm Dana, and after being diagnosed as being autistic at 21, I realised that not only was I having to figure myself out as a person in general, like you do in your 20s, but I was having to figure out who I am as an autistic person as well, which is a whole added level. So this series was born. This series is all the different things that I've had to figure out about myself as an autistic person. It tends to hopefully be quite relatable to those of you that are autistic and can hopefully offer some insight for those of you that aren't. I will link the first episode up here. One day I'm gonna go straight for the proper side. But for today's video, I wanted to talk about autistic affection because I feel like all too often we are, as autistic people, seen as being these emotionless robots that just lack any sort of empathy or any sort of emotion about anything, when that's very much not the case. As always, all autistic people are different. We're all very, very different, and some people will experience the exact opposite of what I'm saying I experience in this video. That's just the way autism be. We're not all the same. So take it with a pinch of salt. This is just my experience and my thoughts and how I feel. And you know, some autistic people will relate because I'm autistic, so some autistic people will relate and others won't. That's just how it is. So I want to start off by just talking about feelings. Always a great place to start, because for me personally, my feelings are very, very, very big. I was always seen as a very sensitive and overdramatic person because just when I feel things, I really feel them. And as far as I'm aware, it's one of those autistic things where you do tend to be one or the other. You either don't feel things very much or you feel them very, very deeply. And I'm the feel them very, very deeply kind of person. I have very big emotions. Don't always know what to do with them, but they're very big and they're definitely there. But I do often struggle to tell what the feeling is. I can usually narrow it down to it's either positive or negative, but I quite often struggle to tell exactly what the feeling is. And that leads me into my next point, which is coming on too strong. Because I've met someone, I've got a new friend, I've got a new partner, whatever it is, you know, there's a new relationship forming in my life. I tend to know straight away if I like someone or don't care. It's very rare that I immediately dislike someone, but most people I'm either neutral and I'm like, yeah, you're fine, but I'm not gonna put that much effort in. Or I like the person, I want to be friends, I want a relationship, whatever it is, I like the person. But like I say, I've got very big feelings, which means I really struggle to just like someone. You know, like in those first stages of friendship where you're sort of figuring each other out, or the first stages of a relationship, you know, the first stages of any interaction with a person that you might see in the future again, I really struggle with them because I'm in there already. I'm already feeling big things. You know, I remember coming home from my third or fourth date with my girlfriend and being like, I think I'm in love, and Rich being like, well, that was fast. But it is those was it love that quickly? I don't know. But I do know that I felt this very, very big positive emotion towards this person. I really liked them. And, you know, boom, I'm in love. And that's the same way with friends. Like by the third or fourth time I'm hanging out with someone, I will know absolutely if I want to be friends with this person, I will be like, yeah, if I do, I want to see them all the time. I want to buy them little presents. I want to hang out. I want to be friends. I've got big feelings. And it can lead to really coming on just way too strong. And this is one of those things that I know that other autistic people struggle with, because one of my friends, who I won't name drop and expose, but you know who you are, is constantly anxious of coming on too strong in our friendship. And it's one of those where I know the exact feeling. I've been in the exact same place they are, combined with I need all the reassurance I can get that you are as into me as I am into you. It's something that I'm working on. I don't think it's a good thing, but I really need reassurance and validation and, you know, those types of things in a friendship. Because I know that in the past I've come on far, far, far too strong with people and scared them off in what otherwise probably could have been a really great friendship with someone. Which means that I'm self-aware enough to be like, I can't do that again. Which just means that I get incredibly anxious about any sort of new relationship or friendship or whatever else. But it also, again, brings me to my next point. I'm doing these lead-ons so well today. But my next point is that, like, I really struggle to make it clear at times that I have affection for someone, that I like someone. You know, it is very much the anxiety of all the times that I've, like, scared someone off by coming on too strong, or I've been like, oh, we're such, like, you're my best friend, and they're like, nice, because I'm clearly not their best friend, which I'm fine with. I don't see the need to have, like, everyone think of me as their best friend if they're my best friend. I think you can have multiple best friends. That's a whole different thing. But, you know, I have such a strong anxiety, and I'm so unsure of myself, and if I know if I'm doing the right thing at any point, if I know what to do. I don't feel like I ever do know what to do or what to say or how to be. So I'm so unsure of myself, and I'm so anxious that it's much, much easier to just not show any affection and wait for them to do it. Which then just makes me look really standoffish and like I'm not making an effort, and I'm not making it clear that I actually like this person and would like to be friends with them or whatever. It's very difficult. Like, you might remember a while back I did a video about going to a party, and I actually enjoyed this party and actually spoke to people. And one of the people there, I got his Snapchat, and I was like, I want to be friends with this person. I like him. I think he's great. I think we got on well. Like, I think we could be friends. So I got his Snapchat. This party was in April, and it was like 2 weeks ago that I actually managed to like strike up a proper conversation and be like, we should hang out sometime. You know, it's really difficult, and I would much rather just wait for other people to do it. But because I haven't shown any sort of affection or shown any sort of sign that I would like them to make a move, they don't, because they're probably waiting for me to do it, or not even thinking about me at all because I haven't given any hint that I want to be friends, you know? But the other side of that is that as like an autistic person, you know, like, I really like my girlfriend. I've put a lot of effort into trying to make sure that my affection comes through and that she's like feels loved and feels appreciated and all the things that I want my girlfriend to feel. But doing anything for them just makes me so fucking anxious, because I'm just like, what if it's too much? What if it's not enough? What if they actually hate it? What if this shows that I don't know my girlfriend at all as a person? You know, I get very fucking anxious about it. I really worry and get very anxious and very scared that the ways in which I'm showing affection and the ways in which I'm trying to show someone that like I really like them and I appreciate them and everything, I might be doing loads and putting loads of effort in and like really tiring myself out to do it, just for them to not even notice that I'm doing it at all, because I'm doing it in like an autistic way that isn't coming across in the way that I intend it to, in the way that I think it's going to. And yeah, it sucks. That's really shit. You know, I think one of the worst parts of being autistic for me is the amount of times that like I just get the message of needing to try harder or try more when I'm already trying real hard and it's just shooting off in the wrong direction, you know? It's like trying to do archery and like I've just fired it into the sky instead of at the target, and I don't understand why the sky's not the target. But not really knowing like how to make it clear and how to put it across and everything also makes it really difficult to know how to like reciprocate or accept affection. I don't know what that sound was, but even the topic of like accepting and reciprocating affection makes me uncomfortable, because it implies that someone's giving me affection. I'm like, well, I don't want to imply that, because then it makes it sound like people like me, and I can't make it sound like people like me. I don't know, that's a whole another thing to unpack in therapy. But my way of like accepting any sort of affection tends to be like, okay, thank you, oh that's nice, oh you're cute, because I appreciate it. It makes me feel really special. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel nice. You know, it's affection. It's nice to have as a person. But like, what am I meant to do? You know, like so much of my life amounts to like I just don't know what I'm meant to do. And people always say, oh, just relax and be yourself. And it's like, no, but if I relax and be myself, I'm gonna sit here and be like, all right, yeah, all right, because I don't know what to do. I don't have any natural reaction. I don't have any instinct. I don't know what to do. And when it comes to reciprocating affection, I'm very like, well, I can't just do what they did, or it looks like I'm just copying them to make it like easier for myself and not have to think of anything. But I can't do anything that's like a higher level than what they've done, because then they'll feel like they have to do something more for me, and then I'll feel like I have to do something more for them, and you know, it goes on and on and on forever. So it's got to be the same level, but something different, but not too different, because then they'll think they have to come up with something else as well. but like not too similar, because otherwise I haven't put the effort in. And is it my anxiety? Is it just being autistic? Is this what everyone goes through? I don't know, but it stresses me out. You know, and even recognising affection can be difficult, because like I've had times where people have been really, really nice to me and I've just been like, oh, that's nice, oh, what a lovely person. And then someone else is like, yeah, it's because they fancy you. And I'm like, do they? But then like, do I reciprocate the nice thing because they're a nice person that I like and feel like I'm somehow leading them on? Or do I not do anything and then feel like I'm being a bitch? It just feels like anything that's got sort of like give and take, you know, be it communication, be it, I mean, I guess affection's a form of communication, but you know, anything that's give and take, essentially, it's something I find very, very, very hard, because I'm very happy to give, but I don't know what to give, and I'm happy to take, but I don't know how to take, you know? That's basically the issue. It's hard. And my final thing is something that I feel bad admitting, I won't lie to you, it's something that I don't tell people very often because it just sounds really rude and bitchy, but I get bored of people relatively quickly. You know, I've had friendships that have like fizzled out. I'd say usually it's between the 3 to 6 month mark is where I've had this person that I've met and I've been like, oh my god, they're brilliant, I love being friends with this person, I can't wait to see us be friends for the rest of our lives. And then like 6 months later, I'm like, god, I don't really want to hang out with you. When we do hang out, I don't really enjoy it. You kind of bore me. I sort of feel like I've gotten everything I'm gonna get from this friendship. You sort of just, I get bored. You know, it's not the other person. There's nothing wrong with the people. I just, maybe I'm expecting too much from people. Maybe I'm just an absolute bitch. I don't know. I just have had a lot of relationships and friendships, which are the same thing, because I've literally had 2 romantic relationships in my life and the second one's still going strong. But, you know, I just, like, it's like, I feel like it's the 3 to 6 months where you're still sort of getting to know someone, and I've gotten to know you enough, and I'm bored. Like, I'm just not really seeing much of interest here. I'm sorry. You know, it makes me feel shitty, it makes me feel really bad, but it just happens. It just happens. I wish I could control it and just not get bored, because, you know, 3 months ago I thought they were the coolest person I'd ever met, but all of a sudden I still think you're a nice person. I'm sure there's someone out there for you, but I'm bored of you. So yeah, those are my thoughts on affection as an autistic person, I guess. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I love comments. It makes me feel like people actually watch these videos. As always, I usually forget, let's be honest, but if you'd like to like the video and possibly subscribe, that'd be lovely. I always link stuff down below, so if you want to follow me on Twitter where I talk shit, Instagram where I post pictures of my face and food, I've got a Ko-fi where you can give me money if you want to. It's one of those where it's bad because I feel much more comfortable being like, that's there if you want to give me money, than when I've done the whole like, oh, so if you want to like offer a donation, like that feels more just bullshit than be like, yeah, it's there, you can give me some of your money if you so want. You don't need to, I mean, I was gonna say I don't care. I do care deeply about money. It's lovely to have, but I don't expect anyone to be paying me, so don't feel like you've got to. But now I've spent ages talking about it as though I desperately need you to. I'm fine. We could all do with more money, but I'm all right. If you wanted to though, it's only if you want to. God. It's this heat with it's the UK, so it's not hot, let's be honest. But this little fucking island, the way that we have heat is disgusting. I went to Turkey in like 2019 before the pandemic, and I was dreading it because I'd never been to a hot place before. And then we got there and I was like, this is incredible. I'm hot, it's hot outside, the sun is here, it's hot, but I'm not dying. And it was like 32 degrees and I was like, this is okay. Like, I'd rather it wasn't 32 degrees, but it's fine that it is. And then in the UK you get to like 24 degrees and I'm just like, I'm dying and I'm sweaty and I want to go. Did I just spend like a minute and a half talking about the fucking weather? God. Whoever you are and wherever you are, I hope you're having a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year, and I'll see you again in a few days.